Good morning, everybody. My name is Advait Sawant. I'm from Outsystems. I'm a solution architect with Outsystems. And with me, I have my colleague Yusuf and my 7-year-old daughter here. So, thank you. The goal is not to pitch the product here. Okay, we are 20-year-old unicorn.
This is this is bring your daughter to work day.
Yeah, she's also happens to be my internal customer. So yeah, she keeps me on toes and her keeps me curious and wondering and exploring more about the application. Yes. Thank you. You want to go and sit there? Thanks. Cheers.
Do you like a candy bar?
No. Yeah. So what? Before coming here, I was actually watching a movie. I'm a big Marvel fan, by the way. So I was watching movie Multiverse of Madness, and yeah.
Just stay in front of the
But I can't do that. I have to. I'm sorry.
So then you want to speak loud then so they can hear you through the mic.
Yeah, okay. So in the movie Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange just goes like this and he moves his hand and opens the portal. I was wondering, what if it was that easy to create the portal in particularly time now when you have to kind of go through a lot of pain in order to create the applications, at the same time maintain that intangible, which is we all refer as user experience, unique in all the competitive world. So I thought, okay, let me just go back and understand what makes the software development so hard for every organization. Growing backlogs. Now, the complexity, when we talk about the complexity of development, it's all about the integrations. Now, your application is as strong as the integrations the application can achieve through its different workflows, different connectivities, and different deployment options. So that is a real challenge. Next challenge is hard divisions between IT and business. To translate the business problem into technical solution is always been a challenge, no matter which methodology you want to refer. Next is unique customer experiences. There are dime a dozen platform available in cost medium to if you want to go for a particular low code solution, no code solution. But then, is it going to be a unique customer experience when it comes to that? It's really difficult. Talent shortages. We all are living in the era of great resignation right now. So talent shortage is something which we all are battling with. The time it takes to coach a new resource, to train them, to get them working, get them productive, and then get the application development. And then by you have done everything, he has got a new job in his hand. Hard to meet NFRs. So speed versus quality. So when you are developing applications, the time of idea to production is something which is really challenging. You have to get the development going on with managing your priorities, managing your backlogs. That's really challenging. Security is hard. Now, in another Angel Beat event in Columbus, I was talking to one of CISO, and I asked him that how is your general workflow when it comes to application development? Where does the security comes into picture? So he was telling me that we develop all the applications and then we swipe them for security. And what if you find any security bug into that? Then it has to go back and you have to follow the development and testing cycle all over again. Imagine the ludicrous amount of delay when it comes for that particular idea to hit the market. If you are developing certain application for particular event like Thanksgiving and you hit a security snag, well, I'll just leave it to imagination. Governance is hard. Scalability and reliability is hard. When you are uploading or when you are deploying applications on cloud, you have to also look at scaling the application up, scaling the application vertically, scaling the application horizontally. At the same time, the finding time for innovation and building the functionalities which you are looking at, and the constant change. There are plethora of applications, SaaS applications around. Which one would definitely be, sufficing my requirement? Okay, but it is sufficing my requirement now. What about the future? Am I going to hit the wall? Okay, the needs change faster than apps. So that's what again, what I'm talking about is right now, it might suffice my requirement. But is that all I'm looking at? Or do I have to again invest in managing the change at that particular time or in future? New tools and technologies appear faster than apps. The real problem with the new tools is by the time you have evaluated and you are thinking about, okay, how I can use that particular thing in my application or application development, another new tool is already in the market. Same thing is with the technology. Staff turnover from, so if I have, say, for example, a lot of C# developers right now, but again, it's the sound of now, there are some new technologies coming from Google and some new developers, some new programming languages is coming up. How do I cope up with all this? So these are the key challenges which every organization is having as it comes to developing software right now. Can low code be the solution for that? So there are certain low code assumptions and concerns when it comes to using low code right now. One is low code is just for simple applications, like we get that often. So low code is like, okay, this is something which I'm doing in my Excel. Can you please convert it into or some application? So that is one myth. Proprietary with IP and vendor lock-in. So when you use particular low code or no code application, what happens if you decide to part away with it? Do you retain your application? Do you get that application, or all the efforts and all the money you have invested in that tool is gone? Limited and not extendable. As I had mentioned previously, integrations is core part of your application development now. And you have to have some link to other applications, say for example, Workato or Slack, which are like commonly used in all the real world right now. Again, there would be many different applications coming in. So that's why many are applications which are coming right now. They are coming up with APIs. So again, there is some handshaking available for newly developed application in the cloud. Inflexible UI UX. You get certain templates, but modifying or changing those templates is not possible, or is real challenge. So if again, it is the templates or the structure of templates is directly proportional to user experience we are creating. So that's where it becomes challenging to stay stuck with the templates. And that's where most of the low codes and no code tool fails. For citizen developers, not for real experienced developers. So what should I do with the battery of developers I have? I don't want to just get rid of them. You can use them. And in fact, there are certain tools. If I could get some low code tool wherein I can use their programming experience, wherein I can utilize their imagination, their functional knowledge, their business knowledge, the innovation which they have brought so far, that would be really great. Limited integrations. So there are many low-code tools available right now in the market. They only provide integrations to their ecosystem. But if you want to connect certain things outside that ecosystem, then that becomes a challenge, or you have to pay extra fees. And that sometimes can go to very expensive ones. Limited deployment options. Now it is the deployment freedom which every cloud development team is seeking of. So today I want to have a freedom of deploying in AWS or Azure or like Google Cloud. So most of the times, if we are hitting the wall with that, then that can be a little turn off from all this system. So that's why I think low code are particularly not successful in the real world. So what do we do? So we have a platform which gives every organization the power to innovate, because what Outsystems does over here is to take out the objective of Outsystems is Outsystems will take out all the rudimentary steps like scaling up or scaling vertical, scaling horizontal with that. And all it provides is this platform wherein you can have your logic embedded, your data, you can create your interfaces, you can create different integrations, you can create your data models using Outsystems. It also provides certain accelerators to track technical debt, to create workflow faster, to create UI screens. Ron has given an amazing idea. So what I can do is after this session, maybe I'll create a video, Ron, as you had recommended, about how the OutSystems Studio looks like, UI looks like, and we'll develop small application on that, and I'll circulate that video. That would be really great.
Yep.
Yeah. So high performance low code with OutSystems, how it is different. So with OutSystems, you can develop complex enterprise grade applications. As in previous presentation, Donovan was talking about AWS's framework, right? Well architected framework. So that is something which you can achieve with OutSystems. It can be scalable, it can be performant, secure. Next is own your IP, no vendor lock-in. So if you are using OutSystems platform right now, and due to some reason, you don't like our faces, you decide to walk away, you still keep your applications. There is no vendor lock-in. So you get your code, you get your applications, and you can put that in the Microsoft stack, and it's all working. Extendable with standard code. So finding resources with .NET, JavaScript, HTML, CSS is relatively easy when it comes to finding, rather than finding some key or newer programming challenges. So that's where extendable with standard code becomes very easy with OutSystems. Next is fully customizable UI UX. You get templates, which are feature rich. With OutSystems, you have Forge, which is open source repository. So globally, everywhere, OutSystems developers are adding to that repository. So you will have your UI UX templates. But if you don't like any of those, you can, if you have certain templates or certain guidelines for your applications in your organization, you can still do it. You can go and modify those templates, and you can make it pixel perfect, and you can make it reusable. So you have created all the templates just once, and you can use them for all the applications in future. Or what you can do, you can just modify it one place, and that UX or that user experience can be replicated everywhere. Next is design for developers by developers. So that is another reason why it is very, very, very difficult to hit the wall with OutSystems, because it is designed for developers. It is not just for citizen developers. Yes, citizen developers can develop it, but it basically augments the capacity of developers which they have, and the coding language, coding knowledge which they have, programming knowledge which they have to develop applications. Fast learning curve. 2 weeks from abstraction and visual language, because it is mainly drag and drop. The key challenge is to explain and to understand that which feature you probably need, or like for particular workflow, particular use case, what you need to do. So we have also taught COBOL developers, I distinctly remember, for OutSystems, and they could ramp up and they developed their first application in 4 weeks. Integrate with anything via APIs, .NET, JavaScript at no extra cost. So for any external system, you can create integrations like SAP, SFDC. If you don't have integrations, if they have APIs, anything which can consume and expose API can definitely be connected with OutSystems. So OutSystems solves the broadest set of challenges, and these challenges are classified in 4 different categories. So how I try to look at it is external problems. So external problems or external challenges. If I want to enhance some customer experience transformation, if I have to build something which is revenue centric, or if it is something like I want to improve my customer satisfaction or my NPS, some applications which are utilizing chatbots or something of that sort, that is one set of challenge which can be solved with OutSystems. Next is looking inwards. So if I have certain workflows which can definitely improve my workplace innovation, which are mostly workplace innovation applications are used by city councils or government bodies, because that really helps them to speed up their operations for various different purposes, and it helps them for interdepartmental communication. Next is process automation. So something like you have existing process, but you want to improve it. You want to automate it just for the reason of reducing cost, for operational efficiency or process efficiency. Next is application modernization. So as in previous presentation, Donovan was talking about, if you have a legacy application, which is kind of, putting shackles in your legs for progress, because you are not able to grow as fast as you want to be. So that's where application modernization applications really come into picture. That's all is fine, but what about application security? Because here I'm saying that you can use your existing developers. They may or mostly may not be well versed with application security. So when it comes to OutSystems, application security is embedded in all the phases of development. Because with OutSystems provides not just development platform, but it helps you to monitor, manage, deploy. So it also provides you complete CI/CD platform, wherein you don't really, so you can deploy your application from development to staging to production using OutSystems. So it has built-in security in the form of authentications and authorization. When you are generating code, it follows OWASP top 10 and SANS CWA top 25 vulnerabilities, and it helps you to develop applications based on that. Apart from this, if you're on OutSystems platform for mobile as well as for web portal development, OutSystems provides certain security features. OutSystems App Shield is one particular feature which is provided for mobile. So OutSystems App Shield adds an extra layer for security, and that really helps for newly developed malwares and different attacks for mobile. Next is Sentry Services. So Sentry Services is essentially OutSystem is helping you to develop SOC 2 type 2 applications or PCI kind of compliance, or HIPAA or high-tech kind of compliance. So all the applications developed with Sentry are SOC 2 compliant. It also helps you to monitor your security infrastructure for that sake. So here are a few case studies which I want to discuss. So Guarantee Bank was one which broke the shackles of monolith, and they went with 3 different applications like treasury order management, client lifecycle management, and deal application. So treasury order management was customer experience improvement, client lifecycle was for workflow, and deal application was modernization. So what happened with this particular system was they developed their whole new system in 6 months, and this was by far margin their best decision, because they were feeling that pain, and that pain was had started showing up on their bottom line. So that change was really necessary for them. So as it is pointed here, it was that project got completed in 6 months and with 20% cost saving. Lucro. Now, Lucro had a different set of challenge, that they were using one solution for their platform, but they discontinued their support. So instead of just buying another tool, wherein they probably will hit wall of customization at some point of time, Lucro decided to use OutSystems platform and build their whole application again. So this was really helpful for them, and this application was developed in 15 weeks. And again, they used OutSystems Sentry, and for that, the application was SOC 2 compliant. Apart from that, there was one more thing which Lucro achieved due to this, is that loan origination process, the time for loan approval process, they brought down to 10 minutes, and they automated it. And that gave them the edge which they were looking for over their competition. Bundy Plus. Bundy Plus is an Australian company. Before pandemic, we all know that during pandemic, the requirement for the application which can which is contactless, use GPS, the temperature management. So these kind of applications for managing the workflow was on the rise. So Bundy Plus somehow started that well before the pandemic. During pandemic, and that platform, I remember, used IoT, mobile, and web portal, and that product was so perfect, they became ISV with OutSystems, and they made a product out of it, and that's a revenue generating product for them right now. So these 3 are the use case which I just talked about, but they are not just the use cases. I mean, apart from them, you can also these are also use cases which we can develop using OutSystems. from internal digital operations to large core systems, different ERPs. So there is one logistic giant who is using Outsystems for creating their entire ERP system. So they had their previous ERP system was based on JD Edwards, but Oracle discontinued the support. So again, instead of going with CRM, another new CRM applications, they decided to build their own CRM applications with Outsystems. So Outsystems is basically have spread over 87 countries in 22 industries. Few of these logos you must be really familiar with. You must be using it day in and day out, but yes. So let's understand why Outsystems customer purchase Outsystems. So from their perspective, what are the key benchmark or key criteria which are important? So one is faster development, increased responsiveness to the business. So the thing which I was talking about, that from the time to reduce idea to production is something which Outsystems is really good at. Next is accelerate digital innovation and transformation. So as Jeff Bezos says, fail fast and move fast. You know, that things, those kind of things you can achieve with Outsystems platform. You can try, and you can also use feature management kind of structures for your application. Then reduce dependency on hard to hire technical skills. So in that kind of scenario, you don't have to be reliant more upon the technical skills of your resources, or there are no specialized skills needed. Moving on, Outsystems is leader in Gartner as well as Forrester. So the things which I want to highlight over here is Outsystems is the developer's choice, and it's the development platform for professional developers. So these are a few customers' public word of mouth. I simply walk through it. Yeah, these are our investors. So we received our, I mean, the previous investment was 150 million from KKR, and we are already growing in that. So how we differentiate ourselves with Outsystems is, again, I'm coming to the first point, how we started. So it cuts complexity using high performance low-code CI/CD building. So with Outsystems, you can develop, deploy, manage, monitor entire cycle of application lifecycle with this platform. Next is overcome talent shortage. So you don't have to really be worried about talent or the skill set of developers, because Outsystems takes care of that. And next is flush the app backlog. So it increases developer productivity and delivers spikes more applications using high performance low code. So guys, if you have any questions regarding this, or if you have any use cases to talk about, me and my colleague are here. Thank you so much.